It's funny to see that. That's a good scene. I still get asked about that. Oh, God. I'm John Slattery, and this is my E.T. retrospective. God help me.
Hello. Can I bum a smoke?
Oh, that was Sex and the City in the year 2000, yes. The show was so popular that I still get asked about that.
They don't think it's such a good idea for me to be dating a sex columnist so close to the election.
There were 2 episodes.
That was John's big break, playing a polished New York politician who briefly dated Carrie Bradshaw with an infamously not safe for work sexual kink.
You like people to
Yeah, but nobody knows about that.
Sarah and I were friends before that, and I read for it and met Michael Patrick King, who then I became friends with, who's one of the funniest people. And we were shooting a scene, I think prior to this, lying in the bed was an overhead shot, and I say, let's go take a shower. And she's left in the bed, and I get out of the bed. And he said, and then you get out of the bed and walk across the room, naked. And I was like, and I said, get the out of it. I said, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. And he said, because I thought he was kidding. And he said, no, it's in the script. I must have blocked it out. And I said, well, I really don't want to do that. And he said, okay, that's fine.
Hi, how did you get here?
ferry.
That was the only time I had ever been to Staten Island. We took the Staten Island ferry there, and we got off and stood around and waited for them to do something, and we turned around and went back.
3 years later, John played opposite another iconic leading lady in 2003's Mona Lisa Smile, starring Julia Roberts.
What are you, like a lottery winner? You get to date Julia Roberts in the movie? I mean, how'd that happen?
Well, like it doesn't go so well for me, though, you know.
Yeah.
I love you so much, I would move to this elitist icebox if you want me to.
Someone told me she loves a dirty joke, so I told her the dirtiest joke that I could think of, and I got to the end of the joke, and I won't tell you the joke, but it's dirty. It's a very dirty punchline. So I told this joke, but by that, I hadn't quite gotten to the punchline, and they were like, okay, rolling, ready. And then everybody got really quiet, and then like the boom comes over, and I go, I'll finish it when the scene's over. And I don't know Julia Roberts, and I'm nervous, and you know, she goes, no, finish the joke. Pin drop quiet, I go, so blah, 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 and I tell the punchline to the joke, and the whole room is like, what did he just say? I mean, it laid the biggest bomb. It was the biggest egg. And then he goes, action. And that's the take that is in the movie.
Oh, I missed you.
By 2008, he earned the first of 4 consecutive Emmy noms for Mad Men as slick ad exec Roger Sterling.
You're not good at relationships because you don't value them.
I value my relationship with you.
You do now.
And the writing on that show was just fantastic.
But get this, John actually originally read for John Hamm's role.
Did it a couple times, and then he told me, and then he said, here's the thing, we have this guy already. We want you to play this guy, but there isn't enough of him in the pilot that we didn't think you would come in to read for it.
Margaret's run away.
To where? Bergdorf's?
It's not a joke.
John also shared the Mad Men screen with his real-life wife, Talia Balsam, who played Roger's first wife, Mona.
I wanted her to wait like I did.
You only waited because I wasn't available.
Well, look how that worked out.
Was it something you were hesitant about at first?
No, I mean, Matt Weiner, who runs the show, knew Talia. So just offered her the part, and I was happy to. Were you hesitant?
I mean, I had no idea what was to come, but
Right.
so.
With a show like Mad Men, you never know, right?
He loves to tell stories about how poor he was. He's not anymore.
As the show went on, it got into like the 60s, and everybody was told to grow whatever facial hair you could grow, and then come in and we'll determine who has what in the show. So I had a beard, and I came in and they were like, well, no beard, but like keep the mustache. So we just had a mustache, and then they took a bunch of pictures and a bunch of molds and a bunch of measurements, and then they had me shave off my own mustache and wear a fake mustache, because he didn't want anybody to see us with facial hair off in life, off camera. He wanted it to be a surprise. So because of that, I had to wear a fake mustache until the end of the, series.
At the height of Mad Men, John crossed into the MCU, playing Tony Stark's father, including this time travel moment.
Well, I'm Howard Stark. Hi.
That's a good scene.
You look a little green around the gills there, Potts.
Oh, fine, just long hours.
In that scene, I remember going to, to do some post-production sound recording, looping, and they hadn't done the de-aging thing, and I had that wig. That was about 8 pounds of a wig, sideburns. I think I had a mustache. I was in the chair for like 2 hours, just getting stuff plastered on there, and I didn't have the de-aging thing. So I looked like Dracula. It was ridiculous. And then when I saw it, I was like, please, I certainly looked younger.
When your kid was born, were you nervous?
Wildly.
John kept one foot in the supernatural with 2011's The Adjustment Bureau.
Who the hell are you guys?
We are the people who make sure things happen according to plan. My name's Richardson. It's a funny. It's funny to see that.
You really think I couldn't see that coming?
I tell you what I remember about that. There were about 2 months of shooting. The first month were scenes like that, and the second month was me chasing Matt Damon around in a taxi cab, or maybe Matt's double, and didn't have the sense to wear rubber-soled shoes, which is why cops wear rubber-soled shoes and people who play cops wear rubber-soled shoes So I think I got sciatica from running around, running around corners in Manhattan, chasing after cabs in like some fancy leather-soled shoes.
In 2015, a role based in reality, John starred in the Oscar-winning movie Spotlight about the Boston Globe's expose of the sexual abuse scandal within the Catholic Church.
Hey, I want to expand the investigation.
Why?
We got a fourth priest. It might be as many as 13.
13?
Yeah.
I got offered a different part, which I turned down. I thought, being from Boston, I'll be sort of heartbroken if I standing by watching all these guys do this stuff without being able to participate more than that. And then he called me back like 5 minutes later and said, how about this part? To which I immediately said yes, Ben Bradley Jr. And then I said, is there somebody that can get me Ben Bradley's phone number? And I called him, and he was the best. He said, what are you doing tomorrow? And I said, nothing. And he said, why don't you take the train up here, because I was in New York, and let's have lunch. And like immediately started just hanging out with him. He was just great.
John's latest role?
It's almost as hot as I was.
The Netflix limited series, Vladimir.
Rachel Weisz plays a college professor who is married to myself. I am also a professor who ran the English department at a liberal arts college until he was suspended for sleeping with students but nothing illegal and nothing, it was all consensual. But Me Too had happened, and he has been petitioned out of his job and is awaiting a hearing. So that's the sort of setup into which Leo Woodall as Vladimir Vladinsky walks in.
Say hi to your colleague for me. Hope he likes the pumps.
Will you stop saying pumps?
Pumps.
All 8 episodes of the darkly comedic drama are streaming now.
Sort of like what's fair game and what isn't, and whose feelings get hurt, and what are you willing to blow up in your life.